Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to focus on how to make a man stay in love and 3 ways in which you can inspire this. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. So let's just dive into this topic. Number one, treat him with respect. Men need to feel respected in order to feel loved. Women like a lot of time and attention and that sort of sense of feeling adored, cherished, and really seen. But for men to feel in love and for them to really be able to show up with high level of motivation and really take the lead in a relationship, they must feel respected. And this looks like really letting him be the visionary in the relationship, of course, in a healthy and sustainable way, where you allow him to approach things from a space of trust, of leadership, and of confidence. So often we live in a world where we just think that we have a better shortcut, or we can do it more efficiently, or we can do it in a better way. And we really want to take a pause and ask ourselves, is it worth it? Is it worth it to sort of step in and take over and take control when we really have that underlying truth of knowing that there's so many different ways of approaching a situation and approaching things in a healthy and good way? Number two, you bring out the best in him and he feels good in your presence. Sometimes when I'm coaching women or when I'm interacting with women, I will notice this sort of instinctual tendency to want to make their partner or their man or the guy they're dating feel bad. Maybe it's a way of protecting themselves or of punishing him for not being more attentive or more caring or more nurturing or whatever quality they feel is missing. They will try to make a man subconsciously feel bad. And what this creates is him feeling bad when he's around you. And it also makes us feel bad because we are not opening our hearts. We're closing ourselves off and we're trying to control in a way that is so unhealthy and is actually really counterproductive to what it is that we want. And so we want to kind of notice the tendency to want to make a man feel bad and to notice if we're trying to use that as a form of motivation or manipulation to get our needs met or to get what it is that we want. So I invite women to really sort of notice the underlying need and to be able to, instead of trying to get it met in these unhealthy ways, really own it and set a man up for success so he feels good about who he is when he's in your presence. He feels good about how he shows up, his ability to execute, his ability to really contribute and make your life better. What makes a man stay in love is ultimately how he feels when he's around you. Does he feel good? Does he feel successful? Does he feel honored and respected for his unique gifts and talents? And if he feels like he can really reveal and shine authentically as a result of what qualities you draw out in him, you are going to be well set up for letting a man feel like he can stay and want to really commit long term to the relationship and to not only commit to it, but to really show up in a way where you feel that your needs are getting met in a higher quality way, where you feel seen, loved, cherished, and adored by him. Number three, you know when you love yourself and you are not operating in this world seeking his approval. This is a sneaky one in which we all sort of have within us based off what we learned when we were young, because we are so often rewarded for getting good grades, excelling at sports. We're not really rewarded for being and allowing and just existing. But when we can sort of practice knowing that we're enough and that we are whole and we don't actually need that external validation or approval from him, there's a beautiful shift that occurs because we approach love and relationships with an inner knowing, with an inner wisdom and an inner confidence that we're enough and that we don't need his approval and that what he does or doesn't do isn't going to make or break us. This shifts the whole energetic dynamic because when we need something from someone, the other person can feel it. And of course, then it creates a resistance and it repels them from wanting to give you the very thing in which you're seeking. And so I always invite women to really take a step back and think about what it is that you're needing in a given moment, how you can align and self-adjust within yourself and meet those needs within, and then get underneath it. So when you're with him, what you're presenting with is a woman that is self-validated, self-approved, and knows who she is, and doesn't give that energy of needing it or feels like she's not going to be okay based on how he's showing up, his mood, or what he does or doesn't do. This, of course, invites that open energy in for him to really show up and to feel complete freedom to give to you. And this is what will allow a man to continue to walk through the door, because he will feel like he can choose to do that on his own. There's no coercion, there's no expectation, there's no obligation, there's no energy of needing. There's instead a soft, present openness about you, where he knows it's his choice to stay, he has free will, and this changes everything. So if you are struggling with how to inspire a man to really show up and to really love you in a way where you know that you can open up new doors and new depths, I hope this video is really helpful to you in supporting men staying in love. For those of you that would like more information on this, I have my new program coming out called The Week of Wisdom, where you can take a deep dive and receive a daily email from me on all things love and relationship. Please check out my site, jenmichellecoaching.com, and I'll put a link to the new program below.